back to another episode of the Jarring Science Club. I'm your host, Brenda, and today we're going to be exploring chemical changes by making magic glitter. Here's what you'll need: a jar of water, some glitter, some dish soap, and a fork or a toothpick. Alright, let's get started. Alright, I switched to a very big jar because I think it's going to be easier to see the reaction, the chemical change occur in this large jar on camera. So the first thing you're going to do is sprinkle glitter on the surface of your jar. We'll get a nice coating there so you can see it nice and up close. Now I'm going to show you top down because I think that'll be a little easier to see. So I'm going to take my soap and we're just going to do a little drop of soap in there. And it just cuts right through the glitter. If you put more soap in after this point, nothing else changes because the soap has already bonded with the water molecules. And some of the glitter fell to the bottom and some of it stayed on top, but it's not moving around as dramatically as it was because the chemical change has already happened. Okay, here we go again. Round two. Bam. Here's the science. You just found that by adding soap to the surface of water that's been covered with glitter, it creates a dramatic reaction. But do you know the science behind why this works? Adding soap to the glitter makes it move rapidly across the surface of the water because it reduces the surface tension of the water molecules. Typically, a water molecule will try to hold its shape for as long as possible. You can test this by putting a drop of water onto a piece of wax paper or a table, and you can see that it stays in a drop form. It doesn't spread out everywhere like crazy. That's because the water molecules have surface tension that hold them together. Soap, on the other hand, is a surfactant, which means that it encourages the water molecules to break apart. Soap works by having two polar opposite ends, one which repels water and one which attracts water. That means that when you add soap to the water, the detergent molecules kind of sink down and the tails that repel water kind of stick up. And that means that the surface tension of the water is broken apart. And you can see that in action when it dramatically moves the glitter very quickly out of the way. You can kind of think of this bond as people holding hands. If you have a whole bunch of people holding hands and pulling against each other like this, and then when one person lets go, bam, suddenly everybody falls over because that one person let go. That's how the soap molecules work to reduce the surface tension of the water. Now, this experiment is an example of a chemical change because the molecules of the water are changed. You can add more glitter to the surface of the water, but you won't get the same dramatic reaction. The soap molecules have already bonded with the water molecules, which means that there's nothing left for them to cling to, so you don't get a dramatic reaction again. That's it for today. See you next time.